Morning all, it's me again, and you again. Hello, there you are. It is 10:17 on Sunday the 13th of August 2023, and I'm here opposite the Millennium Dome on the North Bank, heading that way, heading downstream, heading away from the centre, heading back to the coast, hopefully. So, I'm going to open today by apologising in advance. Today is going to be one of those very grim but necessary stages. Pretty much, I've checked the route, it's 16 miles roughly to where I want to be, to the big landfill heap at Rainham. And it's an access nightmare, frankly. There's almost no shoreline access between here and there today. So it's 16 miles of the nearest inland industrial estate road trudging. It promises to be grey. The first half of the day is going to be pretty much trudging along within a quarter of a mile of London City Airport, so going to be noisy, probably a bit polluty as well. And I'm still not sure if I'm going to find the England Coast Path. Now, I believe the England Coast Path that I was following stopped at Woolwich. Now, I thought it went under the foot tunnel at Woolwich to come to a small park we'll see today, but I don't know. It may be that we're just done with England Coast Path signage for, I don't know, forever really. Maybe there'll be a small bit around Grimsby or something. So yeah, so I've worked out a kind of route. It's not a great one. It's largely pavements alongside industrial link roads. So first of which is me having to get up onto that flyover over there to cross a big old creek here. Grim but necessary, and I wouldn't blame you at all if you want to skip ahead. I mean, I wish I could, frankly, so but rules is rules, such that I have at all. So I need to go and brave that loud barky dog, and then out of this park up onto that freeway over there. Freeway? Where are we? America? Flyover, overpass, whatever. Trudge along the side of that. There's a small cycle lane along the side of it. I did a little bit of research. Over into that stuff, and then pretty much no shoreline access at all for a very long time indeed. So I'm going to be just sort of winging it and trudging along a certain amount of dilapidation today. So yeah, but got to get it done. Got to get to Tilbury by September, and we're doing all right. Schedule's holding so far, so it's all good. My heel blister's healed, but I'm going to redo it again today, I suspect. It's something about these boots, they're fitting in most other regards, it's just the back heel there. I don't know, maybe my foot's odd, but then, dealing with blisters, part of that is just reshaping your foot to match your boots with some discomfort. But it's puffed up and then gone down and is hardening, I suspect. Now, if I keep doing Sunday hikes up to Tilbury, I suspect by the time I get to Tilbury, my heel should have hardened up to fit these boots, hopefully. Otherwise, I've got to spend another 250, 300 quid on another pair of boots. And the trouble is, you can't really tell if they're going to give you blisters and don't quite fit until you've done way more miles than the return policy allows. So, it's just pot luck, really. Spin the dice and see how you go. Yeah, that cable car going over the top there, I think that cuts over to the XL Centre somewhere at the back. It's like a huge exhibition space next to the airport. Not sure I've ever been. We're going to get a good view. I think all that stuff was probably best viewed at a distance, to be honest. There's mind-blowing residential developments over on the Greenwich Peninsula. And we're going somewhere a lot less glamorous now. So I'm going to crack on. It's 16 miles today, and I still have to try and sort out trains to get home again today. So I kind of think I'll be all right, regardless of when I get back, to be honest. I mean, ideally before about 4:30 or 5 seems about right, ballpark 16, so we'll see. But I mean, this is London, so I'm going to basically find some means to get home right the way back to about 11 o'clock tonight, I think, from here. So hopefully it's not going to take that long, because I'll chill out a bit before work tomorrow. So anyway, let's do it. Yep, already having troubles. There's a lot of cones and closed footpaths and things. I'll follow the signs, I guess, but who knows where I'll end up. Still, I've crossed that river that I was trying to cross, so we're now more or less in the same place as where those cable cars come down, so that's good. City Hall here somewhere, I think. I'll report back in a bit. So that I think is City Hall. So now I thought City Hall was the big gherkin-shaped one near Tower Bridge that we passed a couple of days ago, but it did look closed and refurbed or demolished or something, so perhaps they moved to here. It's all the signs and stuff. I think that bike race that we saw last time, that came up here and then turned around and went back off into London. So there's the terminus of the cable car. And that is the Royal Victoria Dock, I think bisected by a small bridge in the distance there, and then at the far side is the Royal Albert Dock. And this may be the last chance we get to see it. I don't know, because the river's over there with quite a large margin of industrial stuff. I think the Tate and Lyle factory's in there somewhere. I'm not sure about Dagenham motor plant, or is that a bit further around? But that's the Excel Centre, that thing with the gantries on in the middle. Yeah, and it's all been gentrified a bit. It's quite a lot of posh flats along the waterfront there. I mean, I suppose we could promenade along the south side of the dock, but I don't know if that's in the spirit of what I'm trying to do, really. Essentially, that's a big, massive sort of inland artificial lake used for ship construction and freight docking stuff back in the day. Nowadays, it's all, well, as you can see, there's a guy kite surfing in there, some water ski jumps and things, and some sort of massive mega yacht park there, conference centre. Not much shipbuilding goes on there these days. Anyway, we are going to be following this, which is the A1020, I think, for quite a lot of today. I mean, there's a few parks I want to try and touch which do abut onto the Thames on the right along this route, but mostly it's going to be a couple of miles of this kind of thing. So I might have to just spare you too much footage of it all. But interesting nonetheless, I'm sure. I mean, I don't think we're going to come across any days of quite such built-up shoreline industrial freight and cement workery for anywhere in the UK, really. This is probably the densest it gets. Maybe sort of Humberside, perhaps, but I don't know. But yeah, so I'm enjoying the textural variety of this place. Probably not going to see that much more of this kind of thing once we get out past Tilbury and Southend. That cable car route appears on the tube maps, so it must be part of the transport infrastructure. I don't know if you have to pay extra. I've got a one-day travel card for zones 1 to 6, so I don't know if I'm allowed on there or not. Don't really want to go on it, to be honest. Not afraid or anything, it just puts me on the wrong side of the river for no real obvious purpose. Anyway, onward. There we go. There's some holiday footage you tend not to see. That's the Tate and Lyle factory, I think. Don't even know if it's working or not. It's boarded up, actually. Maybe it's condemned. It does seem to be fighting a losing action against this kind of thing. A lot of flat blocks and stuff. I may be entirely wrong about my conceptions of this route based on 40 years old Google Street View intelligence. I think there's lots happened in the last 5 years here. Alright, let's go. So there we go. That seemed to all be this stuff. Mind you, I'm not sure if there's a continuous Thames promenade that I can use. I don't have to keep zigzagging in and out, so I'm going to stay on this. It's the DLR above there. Just, further driving home how futile what I'm doing actually is. There's a perfectly good train line directly over my head. Don't know what that was, but it's obviously earmarked for redevelopment. There's the Excel in the background. The doomed block over there. How's that being refurbed? New brickwork on it. Yeah, it's mostly this stuff. Loads of it. Or shared ownership schemes for the sounds of the placards and boards. Seems nice enough. It was me thinking it was going to be reclaimed metalworks hell today. Still, plenty of time for that, plenty of mileage too. Don't know how far this redevelopment trend continues. It tends to ripple out from the centre of the capital. Eventually we'll reach the end of it and there'll be a whole lot of grim industrial archaeology to come, I'm sure. This is all quite swanky at the moment. Certainly new enough to be pleasant. Yeah, making better time than I thought. I thought this was worth a detour. This is the Thames Barrier Park. This is obviously the north side of the Thames Barrier. The barrier which is not a bridge. Can't cross across it. And yeah, great big long avenue of garden there. Pontoon Bridge DLR station in the background, I think. And I was led to believe there was a cafe and toilets in here somewhere, so I'm going to have a little wander around to explore. And I wonder now about this whole embankment. promenade there, let people jog in along it, walk in along it. How far does it go? If it goes significantly left and right due to the housing, flat block developments, then I might try using it rather than that grim old link road I was contemplating today. I'll have to do some research because I think I might be events may be moving at pace. Anyway, here we go, back to the river, which is nice. Well, I think I had a drink in that pub over there with the gold dome on the roof. Perfectly adequately poured lemonade of a good temperature. So yeah, I don't know how far that goes that way, whether I could have used it all the way or not. Certainly my Googling and street map and street view research I'd done suggested I couldn't, and then half of these flat blocks weren't there then, so who knows. I'll have to hunt around. Anyway, there's the Thames barrier again. Yeah, see? Old industrial units and stuff still along the shoreline there, despite the flats all going up around them. Holdouts, I guess. The time will come once they sell out. Enough pressure. But yeah, it does mean it's all a bit patchwork around here. So yeah, back to the main road. Follow that. Yeah, here we go, we're out of the development area now, I guess, the redevelopment. Back to how it all used to be. That is the Tate & Lyle factory, much bigger than the thing we saw back there. It must have been a small warehouse of some sort. I think I can cut through, I've seen a jogger going that way, so. But yeah, sort of spots of redevelopment here and there, but obviously no one massive plan to it all. Centre for New Culture. Don't know. I don't know who ASR are then, presumably the multi-glomerate that owns the sugar brand. Yeah, we could see this quite clearly from the other side. Now we're going to get a good close look as I trudge along this very long, boring straight road with big spiky fences on each side. Seem to be doing too much of that in this leg. Right, I'll fast forward to the end of this road then. We won't be able to see a lot of the factory from this side, to be honest. It'll be just a massive brick wall from the time when we get close. This should take us to the north side of the Woolwich Foot Ferry, the Woolwich Car Ferry though, and Foot Tunnel, and I'm hoping, against hope, there's an ECP path sign somewhere around there, but who knows. Maybe I'm on my own for the next couple of 100 miles. There we go, industrial archaeology, although this one sounds like it's still all operating. 140 years, yeah, good luck getting shot of them to build a high-rise set of flats here. Sounds very much a going concern. Yep. Another scrap metal works. And a bus depot. Those buses are of no use to me. So I aim for Woolwich, North Woolwich Park. There's a terminal, ferry terminal, and a bit of a park, and the tunnel entrance as well. That's the Royal Arsenal over there. Been there, done that. One of those. So that's got to be helpful too. But I'm not sure what the Jubilee Greenway actually even is in terms of maps. I don't have a route for it or anything. I just keep seeing these sort of inlaid marble jade type plaque things on both sides. That would have been the Silver Jubilee, I suppose. Or maybe the Golden Jubilee. Was this the Platinum Jubilee? Was the most recent one before she died? I lose track. Oh, sorry, a worrying, alarming. I was doing some research for this whole life quest, and I went to the website to look up the National Park Trails website, UK government thing, and I saw that it had all been rebranded the King Charles III England Coast Path, and I thought, I don't know about that. I mean, on the one hand, royal ascent does imply, investment and progress, and people getting on and putting bloody signs up and things on maps. But on the other hand, I'm probably quite a Republican, really. kind of assuming that Queen Elizabeth II ought to have been our last monarch. But, so there you go. So yes, look, Capitol Ring, there's a thing, but obviously as an implied route goes around the M25 or something. I don't know, I'll take this, I'll go with it. England Coast Path. It belongs to the people, don't it? With the King. Oh, sailing. Right, let's crack on along here and see what's next. Do the drink. Well, I've been sort of eyeing the inland estate pubs as I've been coming past, and with a sense of trepidation I might just look for a shell garage. Ah well, that's a bugger. Just on the off chance and a whim, I decided to check the audio on the last bit I recorded, and the microphone's gone again. So I've actually you can see it this time. That's frayed where the cable enters the plug. Another one bites the dust. I imagine that's what's been happening to all the other ones, just I haven't been able to see the damage before. So yeah, but fortunately got a spare. We're all good to go. This is why I carry two of these bloody things, and they're about 50 quid each as well. Generally quite useful and good and durable, but yeah, I probably need to think about the plug waggling in my pocket. No, that one's lasted quite a long time. Quite a lot of the south coast, I think. Anyway, yeah, I was just yammering on about having found a co-op over there and having had a lunch break, and how it being not allowed to walk up this road here. There's a sign over there saying no pedestrian access, but that's okay because I think where those buses are going, there's a footpath that runs more or less that direction anyway, which will be nicer than just plodding along the side of this thing, even though it is a quiet Sunday. So yeah, well, I'll take it home. It can go in the drawer with the rest of them, the retirement home. Yeah, okay, well, hopefully I won't break another one today, but I'll have to get another one on order for the spare. Yeah. So I don't think it's a fundamental fault of the microphone's design. I think I just put it through more rugged wear and tear than they're designed for. Still, there we go. Right, that way, somewhere. Yeah, that's shade dappled woodland trail. We'll take it. Like I say, it beats walking along the side of that. So yeah, not much to report. Just checking the microphone works, really. Interesting. Not often you see a cycling path with a vanishing point. It says Greenway. Is that the Greenway? I don't know. Britvic Pepsi thing there, Pep Factory. But yeah. Kind of think Stratford's somewhere in that direction, which was where the 2012 Olympic Park was all built. Somewhere that kind of way. No, I'm going this way though. Wherever this goes. Continuation of that great long straight path. I'll take a cycle path if I've got nothing else. I think we've lost the Capitol Ring, wherever that was. Oh, okay, that doesn't go anywhere. Big fence. I guess we'll go here then. That one's fenced off as well. All my exits, options. There must have been roads at one point. Obviously, yeah, that is like a sort of like a traffic island. There must have been cars all up and down here. Repurposed. Okay, this way it is then. The one route that has an open gate. Cycle, there we go, National Cycle Route 13. Oh, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Lucky 13, hopefully. I don't know, the things you see when you've just had lunch. You've got a KFC, a McDonald's, a Pizza Hut, Starbucks. Got everything in there, and a Sainsbury's. And I don't need any of it. Right, I need to be crossing and continuing as best I can. I think I need to be on the other side there, carrying on the greenery on the left. Not sure that's where I want to go. Still haven't hit the main road yet. This is a side road. Then we need a bridge to go over the river somehow. I'll have to check the map actually, because there's a potential for going quite badly wrong here. Just plodding on. It's a blue cycle route here. Don't know where National Cycle Route 13 ultimately goes, or whether I can use that extensively. It'll help me get across the Barking Creek, I suspect. Very big main road up there. Don't really want to be trudging along that, but that goes over a bridge over the creek in question at some point up ahead, and I think I might need to be on it as well. I'm hoping there's a footpath. Wing and a prayer, really. Well, wings, that would be useful. Even more useful than a fold-up paddleboard. Ooh, bike's coming. Keep to the right. Yeah, looks like it used to be something. Looks like it's earmarked for development now. A little diner there, lots of parking, probably some sort of arena or ice rink or sports stadium maybe. Anyway, this will take me over the river that's in my way, so that's good. But I could just follow this road pretty much all the way to Rainham and then cut to the river, but I want to make some attempt at following the river as best I can, so we're looking for a right on the far side of this. Still trudging. I think I might take the next right though. I think that is the one I need, just for variety if nothing else. A bit quieter perhaps. That does a big old loop which sort of goes past the frontage of a lot of companies that have massive cement works pointing backing onto the river, so it's kind of spiritually following the coast, I suppose. But essentially it just does a massive loop and comes back out further down this road, so you know. Oh well, let's see. That certainly is quieter. It's also got that rotting household refuse aroma. At least one of these is some kind of recycling plant. Scrap metal wanted. Yeah, wholesale rugs. £150 per tonne of iron. Seems like a lot. A lot of weight rather than money. A lot of effort. Right, so if I follow this far enough, I should be able to just sort of follow it around in a big old U shape and end up coming back up north again. But hopefully we'll get a glimpse of that tide barrier somewhere through the through all this. So there's the creek mouth open space, which is closed. Has been for some time by the looks of it. I don't know, COVID or just couldn't be asked to keep it going. I don't know, whatever. And there's the Barking Creek Tidal Defence Towers, which nominally puts us back on the banks of the Thames, although nice mural with some plaques as well. It's going to be some history. An unlikely place that no one is ever likely to find by accident, except me today. Creekmouth Heritage Project. Soul Searching in Creekmouth by Tamara Frold. Two old souls talk across the river. Creekmouth Village. Progress, fire, etc. Steam, aircraft. At this site, Creekmouth Open Space, which is closed. Today, after the last cottage was demolished, the former residents worked tirelessly to keep the memory of Creekmouth alive. Anyway, yes, look, we're trying to do this. And then over there I think I can take another leap across. I think it's probably down here somewhere for the end of today. So yes, need to loop on round and follow the road back up. So we're basically on the river, just not allowed on the river. All good. Also, pretty much every site along here has got a sign up, quite a permanent, well-made signs. Demanding HGV van drivers. So there's obviously a massive shortage of those people. Obviously they don't pay enough. What kind of life is that anyway, having to sleep in lay-bys every night? I don't know, no different to what I do on holiday I suppose, just nearer roads. Something to think about anyway. Right, yeah. I mean it's Sunday so a lot of this stuff's closed, so that helps. Okay, let's keep moving. All a bit ramshackle down this end of the loop. A lot of redevelopment potential, but quite slow going, I think. And I think this is not much busier than this on a Monday to Friday. Right, so do I need to go up there? Or do I follow it round? Just new on the end. Barking Riverside. Okay, sounds promising. I don't know though. Have they remodelled this to be a junction for some new stuff, or is this the loop? I need to check my map. Back shortly. Odd. Super swanky new modern overground station. Not really anything around. A lot of flats being built. I suppose that's in anticipation of commuting. Don't know. There's a Thames clipper pier over there somewhere. Mostly it's all just hoardings. This is obviously the infrastructure in place before the vast number of flats go up, which is novel. Don't see that a lot. Okay, well I think I can use this to advance anyway. Maybe even see a glimpse of water. We'll see. This place is weird. Comes a bus to the fully functional passenger jetty and train station. Just no anything else here. It's like someone's put all the Lego base plates down but not built any of the houses yet, you know? Vibrant destination on your doorstep. One day perhaps. Riverside campus, what's that? Some sort of college? A lot of flats going up there, but there's a lot of cranes on a lot of them as well. Scaffolding and such. I think I found a path along here that follows the river for a bit, so I'm going to take the opportunity, because today's not really been about river much, so I'm going to go for it. Footpath 47, yeah, let's try it. Sounds good. It's the site office, which has AstroTurf and a martini bar. So I'm taking a bit of a break, rehydrate and such. We'll go over there. Is that still Thamesmead? Could be. Thamesmead went on for a long way. I lost track of what was on the other side. Oh, look at all that container depots and refineries. Yeah, we've got to go around all that. Destinations on the other side. Not going to worry about it for the moment. There's a little bit of shoreline here, and then we have to dip back in and go quite far inland to a major A road. See how we go. And some shade and a seat there for now, so I'm happy. Doing well. What time is it anyway? 2 o'clock. Oh yeah, we've got loads of time left. It's good. Ah, good. Hydrated and ready to go. Bizarre place. Got a sand pit and like a session of whole board of like seasonal event things going on. Don't know. It's probably some sort of considerate contractor construction charm offensive type of arrangement, I expect. Still, I'm not complaining. It's good. Got some drinks. Had a sit. Leaving the event area. Approaching the river's edge. I know I've been trying to approach the river's edge all day. Tied out now, look, mud flats. So yeah, I looked it up, that's definitely Thamesmead. That's that sludge furnace. And the other thing, some sort of garbage incinerator. Yeah, all those tugs going up and down the river I've been seeing during my week when I was doing the day trip stuff. All those yellow boxes on, they were taking them to there. So, from the centre of London. So a reasonable system. So yeah, we've got a bit of a footpath along the front now. It's nice. And look, we're on mud. This must be the first time since, well, somewhere back over there, certainly. Just a nice grassy track. I mean, it only goes down to the end and then turns left and goes back into the building works, but I'll take what I can get. Yeah, all that over there's a no-go area. We're going to have to go around that inland, of course. Refineries and stuff. You can see the Rainham landfill hills in the distance there. That is the end of today, actually. There's a car park at the near foot of that, I suppose, beyond the end of the industrial stuff that I'm sort of aiming at as today's finish. It's 2 o'clock now, so I've been going 4 hours. Another 3 will see me there nice and easy. And then back on the transport network for a route home. To be good. Probably, I don't know how I get from Rainham to anywhere. I'll have to check. But yeah, aiming for Elizabeth Line Canary Wharf again. I expect DLR maybe, something like that. Try and get to Paddington and then home. It's good. Don't work out if anyone's in any of those. They move them right in, you know, even while all the crap's still in the car park and skips are everywhere. People start moving in since they're basically sealed. Definitely before the rest of the estate is complete. Oh, nice bit of grass. Oh, this is lovely. Suddenly I can forget I'm essentially trudging through East London docks. Wasn't expecting terrain like this till out the other side of Tilbury, to be honest, but I'll take it. Mind you, I don't know how long this terrain's going to last. If that's all finished, they'll come forward to this next part here. This will become some sort of promenade with railings, much like the other side over there. Good walk spoiled, I suppose. Well, I don't mind as long as a good walk remains. So when it all gets chain linked off and security cameras and access gates and stuff. Good. Oh, and the weather's perked up a bit. It's nice, yeah. Oh, this is good. This is what I've missed. It's only taken about 2 days to get here from the centre of London. About 30 miles away from Westminster now, I suspect, something like that. A lot of zigzagging. Good. Right, I'm going to just enjoy the zen moment before we have to plunge back into industrial estate heartlands again. Dagenham Ford plant just up ahead somewhere as well. Go around that. Ah, well, so much for that. That's all big fence stuff. Cement works. Literally a cement works, I think. Big piles of gravel and such. I need to go up there, I think, and then pick up the road and trudge around the inside of all that. So yeah, probably won't see the river again, don't know, till the end now. A lot of inland detouring. Oh well, it was good while it lasted. There we go. Back on today's theme. Oh, that's quite cool. What's that? A row of bubbles? Some sort of long chain polymer? So sure, it doesn't have a functional purpose. I like it. Right, trudge through here to the end, take a left, trudge up there to the main road. Yeah, I've had a bit of a rethink on the plan for today as well, by the way. So we are no longer aiming for the car park at the foot of the Rainham landfill Alps. We are instead aiming for Rainham station. Here's my rationale, because if I walk all the way to the Rainham car park that I was going to walk to today, which is back on the riverside, I will walk past Rainham station and about a mile, and then I do it to a camera, say goodbye and everything, and then I have to walk the same mile back to Rainham station, and then next week I have to start at Rainham station and walk that mile back to the car park again, doing it 3 times. 3, which is 2 times more than I need. So I figure if I just walk to Rainham station today and then start at Rainham station next week, then I don't have to duplicate that thing 2 more times than I need to, or duplicate them twice, do them 3 times, whichever. Yeah, so I saved myself about 2 extra miles, and means that today becomes 14 miles instead of 16 miles, and next week becomes 14 miles instead of 12 miles, so it all works out fine. It's just not a very picturesque place to stop and do the piece to camera, which is a shame, but there you go. Not much about today's been very picturesque, to be honest. So I think just start fresh from Rainham station next time, which means I can get earlier train home, which is good. Chill out, relax, put all this grubby industrial estates behind me. That's the plan today anyway, so I'm not even finishing on the river today, thanks to all this nonsense. PSPO area. Vehicle cruising and spectating events prohibited. Right, public space protection order. Obviously they've had trouble because they've created really wide, empty, straight roads. Penalty up to £1,000. Well, you won't catch me cruising. Well, at the speeds I go anyway. Although on occasion my exhaust can be very loud. So, let's get to the end of this roundabout and have another look. Ugh. Still here. Why do large-scale industrial processes always smell horrible? I mean, I'm getting, at the moment, a heady blend of human effluent and industrial rubber. So something very vulcanised, certainly. It's not like even the Tate and Lyle factory smelt particularly good. Makes you wonder. So I've been wondering, whilst I've been walking, when I'm going to hit Essex, which is along the way, which is where Southend is and that sort of thing. It turns out there's a small one called Thurrock in between here and there, and I'm not even in Thurrock yet, so... Thurrock. Strange word. I'd vaguely heard the name, but I didn't even know it was a county, unless it's one of these devolved unitary authorities or something. But anyway, no, I think I'm still in the... I don't know what London borough I'm in, but I'm definitely still in London. I think the other side of the Rainham spoil heap is Thurrock. And possibly the M25 bridge. We haven't seen the bridge today. Got to go around the bend in the river, and we're not coming back to the river today, so hey ho. There's a massive Eddie Stobart warehouse. Don't say I'll never take you anywhere nice. That's quite cool. Pointiest roundabout you'll see today. Yeah, still not anywhere prettier. Right, I'm sort of going over there, I think, heading for Dagenham High Street, and then we're just going to trudge along there until we get to Rainham. It's not going to be pretty, really, but there you go. We had a bit of pretty back there, a bit of river, a bit of grass. It's enough to keep me going, to feed my spirit. Right, run, run, run. I think that's the A13, I'm not sure. Whatever it is, we're not allowed to walk along it, so we have to go under and along a bit, find a different road. Yeah. Oh, another pointy one over there. Twin points. It's probably significant. Ley lines or something. I have to look at it, so can you. Yes, just follow this road to Rainham station now. I think it's about a mile. Maybe 2. And then done. An hour or so. All looking like this still. Maybe I'll break it up by getting an ice cream somewhere. Plenty of shops. Hello. Yeah, still walking along Dagenham / Rainham main street thing. Past a big old development, past an empty field boarded up. I think a quarter of the people in the country live inside the M25. About 14 million people in London, Greater London anyway, the bigger bit. Surprised there's room for them all. Half an hour to go according to Google, but flagging a little bit, although my blister's not happened again. That's great, I'm about 12 miles in and nothing. Yeah, I think my gone through and out the other side, it's essentially come back, it's healed itself tough, which is exactly what I wanted to happen, so that's good. This continual summer, week after week, Sunday after Sunday, keep pushing it. It's basically adapted my foot to match my boot. Which perhaps shouldn't be the way it works, but it seems to. It's good. Alright, let's keep at it. Had an ice cream, it was great. There's a Tesco that was on the map, yep. Okay, so Rainham's down there a bit on the station, somewhere in there. Good. I mean, there was a river once, I think. Hard to say anymore. I shall content myself with the knowledge that I've been going in broadly the right direction all day, so maybe next time will be a better one, a bit more relevant. Right, so it's down there and then through and across a few roundabouts. Yeah, good. Nearly there. Wasn't expecting that. Rainham looks quite ELD-y. There's a station at the far end. There's a big blue sign that says Rainham Station. I'll take that. Don't know if this is even open, but looks nice. Right, there it is. Oh, an old Norman church. I'm going to go with Norman. Square shaped. Don't know. Could be anything. I have no idea what's going on over there, but it's very loud. I think I'm over there somewhere. Buses are all waiting by the station maybe? Yeah, that's the station through there, I think. Good. Just need to get across this line bend and then I'll do a little wrap up. there we are, Rainham station. I think somewhere through there and beyond is the route back to the Thames and the Rainham landfill dumps, which will be next time, probably a week's time, next Sunday. I suspect that's the plan anyway. So yeah, sorry there wasn't much coast in this week's coast path, but and the brakes sometimes. So, oh good, yes, Rainham Zone 6, so my travel card's still good for this. Excellent. Right, so I'm going to wrap it up there and speak to you again next week, which should definitely be a lot more actually along the sort of shores of the Thames. I've checked the route, it looks a lot more the kind of thing we're after, you know. Right, so until then, see you next time. Yeah, next time.